Welcome to another episode of Daniel Lee Plastering and Rendering. And today we are in for a treat. We will be repairing a bedroom ceiling. So the first thing we do, obviously, get all the tools ready. A lot more than you need. We've got all the plasterboards ready to go. And this is the ceiling in question. So it is their bedroom. It's their main bedroom ceiling, and we're getting rid of the Artex ceiling and also the coving. So the customers, they're not keen on coving. Some people do find it quite dated. So they're going to get rid of all the coving. We're going to fix new plasterboard over the existing Artex ceiling. So we're not disturbing the Artex. We're just going to leave it alone and then go over the top of that. They've also got quite severe stress cracks on the corners of their windows that you can see there. That's quite common. This does happen. It's a very common spot to get cracks, but these are quite severe, as you can see there. So we'll be cutting those cracks out, filling them and repairing them as well. But first, obviously, we've got to fully protect everything. So we do fully protect the carpet. We've removed the light as well because we can't fit the plasterboard over the ceiling with the light fitting in. And it's quite handy. This is a very old light fitting, so I like to have a good look just to make sure I put the wires in the right spot. And now we've got all our tools ready to go and the important coffee. Plasterboards loaded up and ready to start removing the coving. So my favourite tool is my heavy duty hammer drill. This is a demolition hammer. Milwaukee is my favourite. Not Milwaukee, that is a Makita demolition hammer. It is the smallest, or one of the smallest ones they do. It still weighs the best part of 6-7 kilograms, so don't be fooled. It is quite a chunk still, and it works very effectively. So the key is to just give it lots of little taps all the way along the line. So rather than try and punch one hole through straight away, if you give lots of little taps all the way along, and it pops off so much easier. Lots of trial and error discovering this, but you can see there, I'm just punching through lots and lots of little hammers, bits of punch. This is a fantastic tip for coving, by the way. And you see how it's coming off. They don't always come off as nicely as this. You'll see this one's actually unstuck quite nicely from a removing it point of view. And we've got that one down. They didn't all come off quite that easy, unfortunately, but that was pretty good. So we need to get the rest of that gone, and all the cove is now gone. The issue this leaves is the damage along the coving line. So there is also cove adhesive residue that I'm going to have to sand and angle grind away to make it flat. I will then need to plaster it smooth in. There's also holes there. But we're now focusing on the ceiling, and what I want to do first is find all those joists. So you can just do little exploratory screw holes to find them, but I prefer to make small cuts to make sure I find the entire wooden joist, each side, so I can use my lovely blue string line, end to end, to give me some nice blue joist markings along the whole ceiling. Once they're done, we can start fitting the plasterboards, and those chalk lines make life so much easier. And this is Hayden's first ever time screwing up plasterboard, and he did a great job, I have to say. He was very good there, sizing up, just trying to make it nice and flat. It's very important not to overscrew. So when you break through the paper of the plasterboard, you have lost 50%, but the job's going well. So when you screw those boards in, and you see it's all done there, make sure to stagger the board so you've got sort of a brick effect look on the ceiling, as you can see there. And these are actually, it was quite an awkward area to get the boards up, so I had to use smaller 6x3 plasterboards on this job because it was a bit tricky to get bigger boards in. And also with the repairs, I've now cut them out, I've sealed them and glued them inside as well, and put fibre tape over the top. I'm also priming them, and I'm going to plaster over the top as well. You see Hayden, we've jumped forward a bit now. We have just finished applying the plaster to the ceiling, and Hayden is now clearing out the bucket. We're using our trusty bucket bowl, as Ethan likes to call it. Very important to keep on top of your tools. And that has had its second coat of plaster, but you can see there, it's not been flattened yet. So there's quite a lot of trowel lines. It's looking quite messy at the moment, but it's on. We let that tighten in and then trowel it up. And there is it trailed up. 2 hours later, lovely and smooth, all repaired. And you can see we've feathered in the coving line beautifully and also put back the curtain pole so the customer can have his curtains back. And that is one beautifully repaired and restored ceiling. Hope you found this useful and entertaining. Please do like and subscribe, and we shall see you on the next one.